Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have RoboGobo. This is a pretty new series. It's from 2025. It is like 24 episodes long. Each of the episodes are about 26 minutes long each. This is definitely a Disney Junior animated series, 3D animation. And one of the things I liked about the animation, though, that sets it apart from so many other ones is that the depth of the world. Even though I just watched one episode, and it was really an introduction to all the characters. It's one of those two story split kind of episodes where they have one, 13-minute long episode and then another one right after it. So you're really getting what 26 times 2 and 52 episodes, 52 stories. So yeah, what we get here is that the world it's kind of deep. It's very colorful, but there's a lot going on in the background. Sometimes, in order to save on the budget or whatever, it kind of gets whittled down. There's not a whole lot of nuance to the backgrounds, but I think you could almost in any sequence, especially in the first part of this, is freeze frame any part of this sequence. The battle scene. Yes, there's a battle scene. I'll get to that in a minute. You can see, you could just freeze frame at any moment of it, and you can just sort of see how the city is laid out and how there's different buildings and different characteristics throughout it. It's futuristic. Obviously, it's not necessarily our world if that's not futuristic, because there are talking animals, and they have mech suits. Yes. And there is a battle with a gimme pig. Gimme pig. As in give me pig. It's a guinea pig, but he likes to steal things, like pizza. As guinea pigs often do. Our first episode of the two, first story of the first episode, it involves, first of all, introducing all the characters. Dax is the little guy in charge of all these animals, because apparently most, I guess, 7-year-olds would be put in charge of small animals that are about toddler age, toddler mentality and voices, and be in charge of commanding them in pet rescue within mech outfits. You know what? If you're a little kid and you're watching this on Disney, Disney Junior, yeah, it's a dream. You've seen Iron Man. That's your dad's stuff, your mom's stuff. Watching Tony Stark go at it. Why not cute, adorable pets? A dog, a cat, let's see, a dog, a cat, a turtle, a bunny, and a bird. I think that's all of them. There's 5 of them. Yeah. I'm just trying to look at the art just to make sure, because this doesn't give it away at all here. But you get an idea of what the turtle, named Shelly, by the way. Yeah, we've seen that before. But Shelly has a mech suit, and Shelly honestly sounds like a 3-year-old. Adorable, and she's sweet. Or you can't tell at that age. It's a turtle, first of all, in a mech suit, and their voices are all very sweet and tiny and childlike because they're children. There's children doing the voices of these characters. I'm sure the child who's voicing it is older than 3, but they really, I don't know if they tweak it or they just, whatever. She's adorable. He's adorable. Whatever. They're adorable. And the mech suits aren't necessarily meant for battle. Nobody's really punching or shooting lasers or anything. It's not Iron Man. But with their brightly colored outfits that fit exactly what their abilities are as an animal, whether it's a dog or a cat, a bunny, bird, turtle, it works. First of all, you get the little tiny bird, which is named Wingo. He's red, and he was wearing a mech suit on top of him that probably gives him the wingspan of an eagle. Like, he's much more powerful and able to fly faster and maneuver better. And that's what we get in the second episode, where they kind of break it down. I think because they have so many characters in this, they can focus on specific other characters. And when you have Shelly and Wingo together, because Wingo doesn't really speak, it's rare that you're going to have probably a Wingo story. By the way, voiced voiced by D. Bradley Baker, the voice of all the clones and the Clone Wars, and so many other characters. If there's not an animated show that D. Bradley Baker has not been on in the last 30 years, something's wrong. I think he needs to try to get in there. Just like doesn't matter if it's Star Wars or Scooby-Doo, he's done it. You've heard his voice even if you didn't even know it was him. If it, even it didn't even have a human voice, it's him. There's also other classic voice actors in this. Jess Harnell. I don't want to call them classic necessarily, because I mean, they're the kind of people who just do everything. So there's a handful of there's a good number of those. It's a long cast list, even though there's so far only 26 episodes. But this also is one of those shows that gives you a lot of guest star celebrity voices, whether they're big or small. It's not like they're pulling in Tom Cruise or anything, but they're pulling in people with distinctive voices, and they know how to do the job. So one of my favorites is in the second story. There's Shelley and Wingo are tasked to watch over the animals in Dax's dad's infirmary, in a sense, where he heals animals, he takes care of animals who've been injured in some way, whether the snake has a toothache or the dog is having a cold, or the bird, there's a crab that just sort of bumped her head or something. I don't know. She's a bit of a diva, let's just say, and she's voiced by Anna Gasteyer from Saturday Night Live in the 90s. Or the 80s? I don't know, but she puts on a wonderful diva crab performance who just can't help but have to have every luxury she thinks she requires, even at the sacrifice of others. And it's down to Shelley and Wingo to kind of help her get what she wants, even though she has to keep changing up to better and better accommodations. He was like a unruly hotel guest, and I don't want to use the term Karen, but because I know all the Karens I know are great. She's kind of that, where she just complains until she gets everything she wants, and when she gets what she wants, well, trouble happens. And that means Dax is off doing something else, helping his dad, and Shelley and Wingo, who are basically toddlers, who are animals in mech suits, kind of mess things up. So that's the second half of the first episode. Future episodes obviously will probably focus on the dog, the cat, the bunny, and things like that. So, and by the way, every single episode has at least, I imagine, if the structure is going to keep to pretty much any other Disney Junior show, one of the two half episodes involves music. There's song and dance, everything, just a performance. And whenever they are called into action, no matter which half of the episode you're in, all the animals do a Power Rangers type of, or maybe a Sailor Moon type of turn and spin, and in this case they put on their mech suit and they pose and they say their name, Shelley, and it's adorable and very much a throwback to the thing that their parents probably watched when they were kids. So yeah, it's cute, and yeah, it makes sense. And it's the kind of thing that I think little kids would probably get kind of a little thrill out of, trying to kind of mimic. Like, it might be to say their own name. Maybe they'll pretend to be a turtle, or a bunny, or a lemur in a mech suit, and they'll say, Kevin, whatever. It might be fun to watch the kids watch this show. And of course, every single episode is about learning lessons and working together. The first episode is teamwork. It's a story you've heard a million times before in any of these Disney Junior series, but there's a collection of standard stories you want to teach kids. Certain morals, certain ethics, certain... it sounds tropey, I guess, but first of all, they're kids, and they don't have like a high level of discernment when it comes to these kind of things. But it gives you the opportunity to see them the characters they like learn things without bashing them over the head with a message. You see the selfishness or the inability to work together in action, and they see how that doesn't work out so well sometimes. But when they do it right, when they work together, you know what? Things can go all right. Things get done. And you defeat the gimme pig in your life who is stealing all the pizza and a fish bowl that contains a fish named Gil, I think. I can't remember. Other voices, before I forget, other voices, Dule Hill, Alan Cummings, as, by the way, I have a character that I have not seen yet, Dame Luxley. Yes, Alan Cummings. Nightcrawler. Let's see, who else we got here? Tay Diggs is in this one point. Valerie Bertinelli. This is just a handful here. Come on. I'm just trying to pull out some of the names I recognize. The closest. Anyway, there's just there's a bunch. There's a bunch that you as adults will get a kick out of. Kids will have no idea who Alan Cummings is, and that's okay. That's okay. I think as long as everybody had fun and got paid, that's what matters. I mean, if I got to be in a Star Wars animated series to do a voice, I don't know if they'd have to pay me. They wouldn't. On my end, they wouldn't have to pay me, but I think legally they'd have to pay me. So I'm open to providing a voice to a character in any animated series you want. I don't know if I have the look for the camera, but I suppose I could be a Mandalorian. There's no set physique for a Mandalorian, so we're good. We're good in that space too. Definitely, this is a brand new series. If you've seen every other thing a million times over and over and over again, here's something new to watch. Animals in mech suits, being adorable and solving problems. They rescue. The term is the pet rescuers who rescue pets. Yeah, it seems redundant, but it makes sense. All right, we are going to pick the very last episode of this quarter. This is possibly the second to last full quarter of the entire series I've been doing for almost 6 years. In this next quarter, we're going to be watching what I can't remember the number of the episode, but it'll be my 6th year anniversary of doing this since 2019. Let's pick that number. It's the final one, 130. 130. Well, this actually to me seems pretty interesting. It's a little bit of history. Obviously, it's a documentary. A majority of the things we have remaining are documentaries. I'm just saying I can't help it. National Geographic spits these things out like 50 every Tuesday. It seems like it, and they just fill up the everything. And like I said yesterday or the day before, that we only have 9 movies left, but starting the day after tomorrow, we'll have a bunch of brand new movies added to the list. Not a lot, but a few. And I think we'll have a few premieres from this summer's movies appearing in the next quarter, such as Fantastic Four: First Steps, Elio, and Freakier Friday. So watch for that in the next quarter. But for now, the next episode we're going to be watching is the Stanford Prison Experiment, Unlocking the Truth. This is a very sharp turn from what we just watched. I don't know a whole lot about the Stanford Prison Experiment. But hey, we're going to unlock the truth, apparently, about all that. And that's how we're going to finish off September and the third quarter of 2025. Did I just tear my... I think I scratched my leg too hard with my toenail. Time to clip the nails. That might be blood. I don't know. Anyway, the Stanford Prison Experiment, Unlocking the Truth is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.